Welcome to Sneaker Gearz. My name is Levi, and welcome to an episode of Running Gearz, which we haven't had in a few weeks, and I apologize, guys. So I actually just had my birthday, turned 37 years old. It's been 3 months of running fairly consistently, and we actually have some milestones to go over and some goals we accomplished. Let's jump right in. Joining us here today. If you haven't already, please subscribe down below. I'm excited to get into more running videos as I have kept this up. If you are a new runner or you're a larger runner or wherever you are just starting, hopefully this journey can help you out. I've been running for about 3 months consistently and just want to give you guys an update and give you one of the newest shoes I got that I have been absolutely loving. So first thing, I actually had a slight Achilles something. My right Achilles started acting up, and I'm very thankful that my knees have been rock solid. It's been great. Ever since I changed my running form, no issues, some soreness, but I feel like I can run the next day if it wasn't for my Achilles. So my right Achilles, on the 3-month mark, I actually took a week off. Just rested it, didn't go running the whole week, and I think it did well. Last week, so now we're at 13 weeks, I guess, I actually did only a few runs, very slow pace, and really getting my legs back under me. After not running for 1 week, it felt like I lost a lot of progress, but just kept at it. And it's okay, guys. It's just being active and going out there. So I was fortunate enough to get a few pairs of new shoes that I'm really enjoying, one of which I don't have here, but I did 2 runs in those, and that's the New Balance Fuel Cell TC. That shoe is exactly what I always wanted that fuel cell cushioning to feel like on a run. So it's an expensive shoe, and I'm thankful one of the subscribers, you guys, has helped me out in getting a pretty good deal on it. So I didn't pay full price. That's something I've been saving for, and I was able to pay full price for months and just haven't been able to get it. So I was finally able to get my size, enjoyed 2 runs in it. It is a carbon fiber plate shoe that is really just aiding the cushion so it doesn't feel so soft. So it's a really great shoe that you wouldn't think has a carbon fiber plate, but it's amazing. So fast forward to this week, just turned 37 years old. If you're not following, you can follow Sneaker Gearz on Instagram, and I'll start posting the shoes that I'm running in every day or every other day here. So I apologize, guys. I really only posted the food that I ate. So my wife was a chef, had 3 amazing meals at home, and I still went for a run. So I was committed to getting this done. So 37 years old, one of the longest runs I have done in a while. In my life, the most I've ever done is about 10 miles. So in the last 3 months, the most I've done has been 3.2, 3.5. I wanted to do 3.7 miles. And the shoe I wanted to do them in initially, and I think just because the name, the significance, was right back here, the Pegasus 37. Obviously, it kind of feels right. Now, the Pegasus 37 is a great shoe that I actually use when I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing that day. If I want to do alternating sprints, if I wanted to go low and slow, depending on what I'm doing that day. If I'm just not sure and I look at my shoe collection, I'm generally reaching for the Pegasus 37, and that's a good thing. It has a lot of cushion, but it's still not too cushioned. I still feel quick in it, but at 3.77, going a little bit longer than I knew I've done before, I wanted something max cushion. And as you can see behind me here, those who have been following the running circle, Saucony has been just the absolute best brand for 2020. Their whole lineup, which I'm looking to get, top to bottom, has been amazing. So for any of my long runs, I have been using the Triumph 17. This is using their Power Run Plus cushioning. It's something that after the run, the next day, my legs always feel good. Like I feel okay. I don't have a lot of pain in my feet. My knees feel secure. It's a great cushion. But because I was going a little bit longer, I wanted something a little bit lighter. So I looked at using the Skechers Max Road 4. And that's actually a great cushioning, but I knew I was going to need some help. So I wanted the carbon fiber plate. So I'm going through my collection here. And a shoe that I got last week, and I actually did, this will be my 3rd run in it, The Endorphin Pro just fit the bill so perfectly. Now this is using Power Run PB, which is a PBEX formula, versus the Power Run Plus written uses the Triumph, which is I believe it's more TPU based, and that's more like Boost. This gives you a cushioning that's very similar, let's see if it focuses there, to what you're getting on the Vaporfly and Alphafly with their Zoom X. It is soft, it is bouncy, and that carbon fiber plate really does give you a nice push off. So I know as I pushed a little bit harder, it's like the shoe had my back. It was pushing me forward. And what's nice about this, the Vaporfly, which I have a pair of Vaporfly Next Percent, because of my weight, I'm about 240 pounds. When I slow down, if I'm walking, so I was doing about 6 to 7 minutes of jogging or my running slow, and then I would take about a 1 or 2 minute walking. During that walking phase, I almost feel like that Zoom X just bottoms out and the carbon fiber is still trying to push me forward. So it makes for a very uneasy resting phase in the Vaporfly, which is not bad. It's a racing shoe. It's what it's supposed to do. This really gave me the best of everything on the market. So similar to the Infinity React from Nike and the A6 Glide Ride, it has a little bit of an arc to it. So it really allows your foot to roll. What are they calling it? The speed roll. Everyone has a marketing term. And it actually works as I'm getting tired. It just allows my foot to keep turning over, which is fantastic. So I'm getting that turnover. I'm getting that carbon fiber plate that's helping me push along without being too aggressive. Another carbon fiber plate shoe that I've used that was just really aggressive and actually caused some fatigue in my Achilles, which I'm trying to work with, has been the Skechers Hyper Elite. And that's one that it really isn't as aggressive pushing you forward, but I still felt fatigued afterwards as far as my Achilles and my calves. Another one is the Carbon Rocket from Hoka. Now that's a 1mm drop shoe with a carbon fiber plate pushing you forward. And I think that's the shoe that actually triggered a lot of my Achilles pain a couple weeks ago, just because I love the shoe. I literally wore it casual all day and then went for a run, and I loved it. And the next day, the following week, my Achilles wasn't so happy just because I think it was too much at one time. So that's something you do have to work your way into, and I'll have a full review on that coming up. This still has an 8mm drop, has a carbon fiber plate that pushes you forward, but honestly, I didn't find it that aggressive. But I'm probably 50 pounds heavier than your average runner here on YouTube doing reviews, and I'm doing probably a quarter to a tenth of the miles that a lot of the elite runners here, or elite joggers, as Jameson Michael says here on YouTube. So even though I'm not doing as many miles as these guys, I'm still putting in the time and effort, but I'm still a beginner. I don't want to give you guys a false hope or this is an elite jogger giving you, no. I'm starting off, and this, even though this is their pro, this is their elite racing shoe for athletes, this is the first shoe that has been fantastic where I just want to keep wearing this. Now, as far as the fit, it uses just this really soft open mesh upper that molded to my foot perfect. I went with a 12.5 since they don't have a 12 wide, and my toe sits literally right on the corner, kind of right where I would want it to sit. Fit, weight, the turnover, the carbon fiber plate, and then the cushion. I could see the cushion not being soft enough for some people. They're saying the speed version is a little bit softer, but with my weight, I guess, it felt perfect. It was just soft enough when I was walking, had enough bounce when I was running, and it was something that just worked really well. Kafuzi here is a Chicagoland YouTuber, would love to connect with him. He's actually said he only really felt the plate going downhill, which I have felt that a little bit more, or if he really pushed the pace, but he was saying he didn't think he had the weight or the speed to fully take advantage of it. Whereas I definitely have the weight. I might have 100 pounds on it. So I'm definitely not at his speed levels or many of the runners here, but I do have the weight and I am pushing the pace for me and getting faster, and this Pro has been amazing. So that was a huge goal, getting to that hour of running. So I did this in just under an hour, my last walking home, just kind of cooling down. I passed over an hour. I'm confident I can do 4 miles now, which there's mental barriers you get through. And as I went past 2 miles, I went past 3 miles, it felt like, oh yeah, you can do this. There is that mental hurdle and that mental challenge where you can keep pushing, and it's awesome to get past those barriers where 1 mile isn't that hard anymore. 2 miles isn't that big anymore, where I know I can start eating up miles. My legs are getting more used to it, where you do want to accumulate those miles slowly to prevent injuries, working on your stride to make sure you don't have any overuse injuries. I know a lot of people get a supportive shoe, and I don't want to recommend against that, but getting a shoe that has very little cushion or a zero drop shoe kind of forces you to run a little bit more naturally. And then the opposite side of that, having something that's well cushioned, which is what this is really going to help prevent some of those injuries as well, so you're not getting all that pounding. So it's really just learning your body, learning your foot stride and what works best for you, and hopefully staying healthy. So far this week I have, goodness, just over 5 miles in, so I'm confident I should be able to get over 10 miles, which I've only done once before in the prior 12 weeks. So I want to make that more consistent. So that's my goal, to have 10 plus miles every week, so I can get to that 40 mile marker for a month, which is going to be exciting. I think I can do that this month, and there's just some amazing shoes on the market here. We just did a video on the top 5 most comfortable shoes. Hopefully you guys can check that out, and I will be releasing not the worst 5, I'm still struggling what to call it, but the top 5 comfortable shoes maybe you shouldn't buy. And hopefully that's a help out to all my runners out there. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you guys haven't already, you can check out our Sneaker Gearz podcast. Really appreciate the feedback on that, guys. Let me know what you think and what you want to hear. For all my runners out there, men, women, boys, girls, if you enjoyed that, put it down in the comments below. Let me know what you want to hear, what I can do, what comparisons you want to see, and I do try to respond to everybody. As always, this is Levi with Sneaker Gearz. I really appreciate you guys, and I'll come at you later.